fact, we dealt with pure strategy, which is a game which have a definite saddle point or multiple saddle points even. In this lecture, we'll be focusing on the game theory with mixed strategy. A quick recap. In the previous class, we talked about games which have a pure strategy, which means a game with a saddle point, with a definite saddle point, like in this case is 1, or multiple saddle points, like in this case is 7, multiple 7s, and the value of the game and so on, right? So this is a pure strategy. But what happens a game that does not have any saddle point or any optimal point, then that is called mixed strategy, right? So that is what we're gonna do today in this lecture. So this is typically a game with definite strategies against player B, right? So this is typically called as a playoff matrix. And for player A and player B, if they choose A11, this is A11. This is the value of the particular strategy, or it is something like a rating for a decision, or it is just like a numerical value for a outcome or something like that. And our objective is to maximize the value of the game. That's pretty much an important thing for any player to win a competition or a two-player game. So that's what our objective. And we look into saddle points. The first thing we're going to look into when we solve a game theory problem is the max and maximum approach. First, we will be taking row minimum, then we'll find maximum of minimum, then we'll find column maximum, and then minimum of maximum, which is like maximum and minimax. As I told you in the previous class, you can remember the mnemonics. Like in LPP, we'll do maximization, then we do minimization. As simple as that. So if you know one maximum of minimum, then the other is the opposite, minimum of maximum. Right. So in this case, the first row 5 and 2, the minimum is 2. And in the second row, 3 and 4, out of that, the minimum is 3. And the maximum of the row minimum, which is 2 and 3, is 3. Maximum. Then in the column maximum, we'll take the first column and we'll take the maximum of the values in the first column. Out of 5 and 3, the maximum is 5. Then in the next column, the maximum is 4. Out of 2 and 4, the maximum is 4. And then in column maximum, we need to find minimum value. So minimum value is 4. So what we do is, in this case, we don't have a definite saddle point. The reason is that maximum is not equals to minimax. In the previous case, in the pure strategy, we have got maximum equals to minimax, right? So all the problems will have maximum equals to minimax. But in this case, we don't have that. We have got two different things like 4 and 3. So which means there is no saddle point exists, right? So we're gonna use some methodology, say probability, to find out the outcomes. Then based on that, we'll be finding out the value of this particular game, right? So this is typically games without saddle point, and it's also known as mixed strategy. You can remember this. So we cannot have a definite procedure to win a game, but we can always find a probabilistic way of finding out the outcomes and the value of the game, right? So I just request you to take down these problems, these formulas, right, so quickly as possible. P1 equals to A22 minus A21. You also take a, note, take a note of this thing. So this is the notation. This is a 2 by 2 matrix or 2 by 2 game, right? So that's why it is A22, which is the final value, just 2 cross 2 matrix. Just take a look at this problem, and also take a look at this formula. This is very important. We need to solve mixed strategy using this formula. All of you have taken down this. All of you have taken down this. All right, so let's make use of this formula to determine the outcome in case of this mixed strategy. So what we do is SA of A, this is the outcome of A, and this is A1 and A2. Remember this one, A1 and A2. And for B, we will be finding out B1 and B2, right? Then we'll have P1 and P2. P1 is a probability of this A1 to happen, and P2 is probability of A2 happens, but P2 is 1 minus P1, right? Say this is P1, then P2 is 1 minus P1. The reason is that the sum of probability equals to 1. So P1 plus P2 equals 1, and same way Q1 plus Q2 equals 1, and hence when you find P1 and Q1, you can always take that to the other side. So if you find P1, you can find P2 by taking 1 minus P1. Then if you find Q1, you can find Q2 by taking 1 minus Q1. As simple as that, right? And then value of the game is this formula, right? So let's take a look at that. Right. Let me pull this here. Much better. Yes. So the formula for P1 is that A22 minus A21. Say A22 minus A21. So which means 4 minus 3 whole divided by A1, which is 5, plus A22, which is 4, minus A11, which is nothing, A12, which is nothing but 2, plus I think it's 21. Yeah, 3. So that will give the value of P1. Then 1 minus that particular value is P2, which is nothing but 0.75 here, right? So A1, the P1 value is 0.25. We can take a look at that and even write it down. P1 equals to the formula A22 minus A21, like A22 minus A21. This is the numerator divided by the denominator. There are two terms here, say, which is A11 plus A12. A11 plus A22. Here it is, A22 minus A12, which is nothing but this one, plus A21. A21 is this 0.25. So the probability of this is 0.25. And once you know P1, we can find P2, which is nothing but 1 minus this particular 7.5. So that's how you got the value of P1 and P2, right? And then you can find Q1 and Q2 also. So for B, it is Q1 and Q2. So here is Q1 goes to the formula. Let's also do that. Q1 equals to, then anyway, Q2 equals to, which is nothing but 1 minus this thing. And here is like the formula for Q1 is A22, then minus A12. So A22 minus A12. So that's the numerator. And then divided by, and it's a mistake here is something like 2 divisions, but it's just like only one, just divided by the whole divided by two terms like A11 plus A22. So A11 plus A22 minus A12, which is nothing but this, plus A21. And you can see the denominator is common for both things, and the probability is 0.5. Right? So, and 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5. So that's why we got Q1 and Q2. So this is typically the value of the probability of A1 and A2, and B1 and B2. Right? Something like that. A2, B1, B2. As simple as that. Right. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the value of the game. Right. So the value of the game can even represented by capital V or small v. Does not make any difference. Here is the formula. It is two terms in the numerator: A11 into A22. A11 in A11 into A22, or that minus A12 into A21. A12 into A21. This is numerator divided by A11 plus A22, which is, I think the denominator is fairly the same for all probability as well as for the game. A12 plus A21, right? And the value of the game is 3.5, right? So you remember, if you take a look at this, 5, 2, 3, and 4, the value, since it's a mixer strategy, we don't have the exact value or like 3 or 5 or 4, but instead we have got something called 3.5. So which means that in a mixed strategy, the value of the game is 3.5. As simple as that, right? Right. So that's the mixed strategy, right? So that's the definition. Then this is the problem for you to practice, and I'll just also copy this formula. Kindly solve this problem now. Right, did you calculate it? Let's do together. Like we'll find the rho minimum. Then we'll find the maximum of this. And then we'll find the maximum of this. These two. Right. So 9 and 8. So maximum is not equals to minimax. So there's no saddle point exists, and it's a mixed strategy. Right. Say we'll be finding out P1. Then P2 equals to, then 1 equals to 2 equals to then the value of the game equals to, and we know that P2 is 1 minus P1, then Q2 is 1 minus Q1. And this is the the outcome. So this is what you need to calculate it, and the always copy paste this stuff. And use this formula. Numerator is A22 is this minus A21 is divided by denominator is A11, which is this, plus A22, which is this, minus A12, which is this, plus A12, I mean A21. Okay, just repeat some error. A22 is this, A21 divided by A11, which is nothing but this, and plus A22, A12 is this, and A21. Yeah, so this is the probability. Then since the denominator is same, I think I can copy the denominators. It's equals to only the numerator varies. Something like A22 minus A12. This is the probability, and the value of the game very much comes in the numerator. It is A11 multiplied by A22, A12 multiplied by A21, and the denominator is fairly this thing. So I can divide that by the denominator, and the value of this game is 8.4. Right? So you can see 9, 8, 6, and 10. So the value is almost 8.4. Right? So this is how you solve a mixed strategy. Right? All of you got the answer, or all of you could able to follow the steps to arrive the answer. So this is typically the game theory with mixed strategy. Right. We're gonna do is a very important concept called dominance property. Say for example, you might have multiple outcomes, but all decisions you don't take for a particular course of action, right? So sometimes you can buy books, or sometimes you can buy DVDs or something like that, but you can buy only one. Or simple example is in CPM, we talked about different buses, you could board, but the problem is you can board only one bus, right? So that decision is what valid. The other options are invalid, right? Something like that. So those things are called dominance property. What we're gonna try to achieve is that given a m cross n matrix, we will be curtailing it to a 2 by 2 matrix, which we require. And this is a trial and error method. Let's take a look at how it works. So this is dominance property. Generally, it is applied when the dimension of the game is more than 2 by 2. In this case, it's a 3 by 3 matrix, and you can look at the notations here. It has 3 by 3, say A33, which is the last or dimension of this matrix, 3 by 3 matrix. What we're gonna do is we're gonna curtail into 2 by 2 matrix so that we can solve pretty easily using game theory and also by pure strategy or mixed strategy, right? So this is just a trial and error method. First, what we do is we eliminate a particular row, then we eliminate a particular column so that we have got 2 by 2 matrix. Among this, say 172 and 627 and 516. Say I eliminate row 3, just A3. Say I eliminate A3. You can even copy this. Okay. So which means that we eliminate A3 completely. So A3 is gone. So we left with A1 and A2 and B1, B2 and B3. Then we have to eliminate a column. So when we eliminate a column, this will become a 2 by 2 matrix. Say in this case, I removed B3. This is just trial and error. So you have to perform different options so that you can arrive which one is better, right? So in this case, I remove A3 and B3. You can try with A1 being removed and B2 being removed or something like different options you can try, right? So it's all trial and error. And then this is the final outcome, right? So the value of the game is very important. In this case, we need to calculate what's the value of the game. Then we can try which has the higher value. Then you can choose that appropriate strategy. So that's what basically it means, right? This is something an iterative process. I removed A3 and B3, so we left with 1, 7, 6, and 2. And the row minimum is performed, and maximum of the row minimum is 2. And column maximum is performed, and minimum of the column maximum is 6. So it's a mixed strategy. And we have got this particular saddle points. Right? So since we removed A3, it will become 0. It does not constitute any probability. Despite not only 3 by 3 matrix, any number of matrix, only P1 and P2 governs. So the reason is that we will be curtailing it to 2 by 2 matrix. And same way for B, it is Q1 and Q2. Since we make B3 is 0, and this is how it is. And finally, the value of this particular game. Fine. So this is regarding my iteration. Probably you can take a look at that. Say this is a practice problem. I'll hide this. We can try the other way. You can remove this also. Probably multiple ways. In this case, I can mask column B. Probably I can black. So I remove that, and instead of A3, I can go for B2. I'll mask B2 column. So which means I end up with this. Let me put it here. So it is 1. Here it is 2. Here it is 5. Here it is 6. And this is a pure strategy. Remember, you can see it's a pure strategy. So definite strategy exists. So that's a good thing that you can really look into. But if I copy this, you can have a different options. Say one point. Say I mask row 1. Then I mask B1. Fine. Then I'll just take a look at When I take a look at this, 2, 7, this being 1, this being. And this is also pure strategy. See, 2 by 2, and you see the value of this game is just 2. Whereas here the value of the game is 5, so which is pretty high. So when you take this particular saddle point, which is pretty high, then this is really good than this thing. Similarly, you can do other options like remaining options, right? So this is typically the dominance property. Let's take a look at this mixed strategy. What will be the value of this particular thing? Right. So can you quickly do this? I hope you have got the formula with you, or I'll just copy that from the previous thing. Here. And let's take a look at this. We'll try to solve it. Let me calculate it for you. Let's see. Let's calculate the value of the game. A11 multiplied by A22 minus A12 multiplied by A21 divided by A11, which is this, plus A22 minus A12 plus A21. Value of the game is 4, and 4 is less than 5. So this strategy will really fetch a good dividend. Even though it's a mixed strategy, we try to find out the value just like 4, and it's not greater than 5 or equivalent to 5. So 5 is greater and 2 is lesser. And you can try other options also. Try taking the other options, then you can probably do. So one thing you can take a look at it. Let's take that example. Copy here. Right. Say you remove A1 row, then you take two options like removing B1, then removing B2, 3 options. Then you can remove B3. You'll have 3 options. Same way, 3 into 3, you get 9 options, 9 trials. So you can find out which one is better. And this is pretty simple. It's just a numerical calculation. Say you can do it much better, something like that. So given a problem in dominance property, for a 3 by 3 matrix, you have got, I think, 9 different ways you can remove something like that, or you make it 2 by 2 matrix, right? So this is typically a very important problem in game theory, right? So we have come to the end of this today's lecture.